In this video, I'm going to bring you up to date on the latest news from NEOM's mega projects, namely Sindalah, Trejana, Oxagon, and finally the most impressive of them all, the line. This is perhaps the most important announcement of recent months. For the NEOM project, a new part has been added, Sindalah, a luxurious island designed to attract a wealthy clientele. This new tourist destination lies opposite Egypt's Sinai, a tiny place of 840,000 square meters, half the size of Monaco. As you can see from the promotional video, everything seems to have been designed to accommodate wealthy visitors. There will be a marina with just 86 berths, so you can bring your yachts to the island. On the island, only 3 luxury hotels will be built. Driftwood promenade, yacht club, golf course, private beaches. Life on Sindalah is like a paradise for the wealthy. The goal is to welcome 2,400 visitors per day by 2028, a figure that pales in comparison with the millions of people expected to live in the line. Sindalah Island is being sold as NEOM's most luxurious project, a far cry from the other locations' promises of accessibility for all. The island is aimed at wealthy European tourists who will be able to cross the Suez Canal from the old continents aboard their boats. According to figures provided by the Saudis, the sea journey from Monaco, for example, is 1944 kilometers and from Barcelona 1860 kilometers. An important detail is that this project will be the first to be built in NEOM. Some store openings are even planned for as early as 2024. Another aspect that has greatly advanced over the past year is Saudi Arabia's efforts to make the country's voice heard in the international game. The latest example. For 2029, Saudi Arabia has been chosen to host the Asian Winter Games, a competition that will take place in Trejana. A surprising choice for several reasons. Beautiful as it may appear on a 3D plan, Trejana is still only a dream. Work has already begun, as shown in a promotional video released at the beginning of the year, but will the pace be sufficient to get all the infrastructure on the ground in time? And as if to add another countdown to the project, NEOM's masterminds are repeating the date of 2026 for delivery of the bulk of this sports resort of the future. Another point of contention, the weather. Putting desert climate and snow in the same sentence requires a rather intense mental exercise. However, the Saudis have put forward several solutions. The first is that the Hejaz mountain range, ranging in altitude from 1500 to 2600 meters, where Trejana is located, is the coolest place in the country. According to the promoters, temperatures drop below zero in winter, and year-round temperatures are generally below 10 degrees Celsius. True, but to get snow, you also need clouds and substantial precipitation. And yet, in the middle of these deserts, there is an average of just 2 days of snow a year. That leaves artificial snow cannons, an option widely chosen by Beijing in China for the 2022 Winter Olympics. But this solution would be completely at odds with NEOM's ecological message. Another prospect in sight is skiing, but without snow. Engineers are currently testing a wide range of surfaces on site, enabling winter sports to be enjoyed even without snow. On the shores of the Red Sea, the Oxagon project has also seen a number of developments. The first of these was the announcement of the construction of the world's largest green hydrogen plant. A facility costing over $8.4 billion, the financing of which has now been completed, according to NEOM. Starting in 2026, it will produce 600 tons of green hydrogen per day. The plant will also supply the line with energy. Along alongside huge wind farms, since the goal for the linear city is to be carbon neutral. In Oxagon, an army of machinery has landed to prepare for the construction of the buildings. But currently only 3D plans can really give a glimpse of what the port city of the future will look like. Plans for partnerships with companies from all over the world are proudly displayed by those in charge of the NEOM project. The latest example is the flying cabs that appeared in last year's promotional videos and which will link the different parts of NEOM. Now they are a reality. The German company Volocopter and NEOM announced last June that in-situ flight tests of their aircraft have been a complete success. The race toward the future therefore seems to be taking shape on certain aspects of the operation. The table advances made possible by an army of experts working together to make NEOM a reality. To date, no fewer than 60 different nationalities are contributing their expertise to the operation. But it's going to take many sleepless nights to bring NEOM's flagship project to completion, because the line is undoubtedly the most complex and ambitious urban planning project of this century. At present, as can be seen from various videos, the construction site has begun, with excavation work and the installation of some pre-construction equipment. However, no infrastructure of note has yet seen the light of day. Given the sheer size of the city, which is to stretch over 170 kilometers, it was necessary to choose a place to start. According to information provided by NEOM, work began near the Red Sea, where the line is due to plunge. A canal is currently being dug. This will enable boats from the Red Sea to reach a marina that will be one of the getaways to this city of the future. Minimal scale models give an idea of the interior of the line. A slice of this vertical building reveals the primary concepts of this gigantic infrastructure. To have access to all amenities in 5 minutes maximum. Whether home, work, school or public spaces, everything is designed to be close at hand in a three-dimensional city. The principle behind the line is to assemble 140 modules, each 800 meters long and 200 meters wide, rising 500 meters above the ground. Each module will be able to accommodate 80,000 people and will be repeated in a linear fashion until it reaches the 170 kilometers dreamed of by Saudi Arabia. But what's really interesting about this modular concept is that it offers a flexible environment that can be structurally adapted to the city's changing needs. In concrete terms, the engineers have imagined these urban units as a chassis where the different blocks of the city can be modified as required. In short, the function of each module will not be immutable and will be able to transform itself like a city on the move, adapting to the changing needs of its inhabitants. So, for example, a commercial zone can be transformed into a school if the need arises. For the moment, NEOM's managers are announcing a first phase of construction due to be completed by 2030. But one thing is certain, we'll have to wait decades to see this city come to completion. In the meantime, this futuristic vision raises many questions, not least about the feasibility of such a titanic project. The environmental question is also often raised. Even if it's intended to be ecological, the construction of such infrastructure will have a huge environmental impact. For example, it's hard to imagine that all the machinery used on the site is carbon neutral. Not to mention the millions of tons of concrete, steel and glass that will have to be produced and transported to the construction site. Another criticism of the line is the city's glass barrier, which is likely to damage the local ecosystem and block the migratory routes of local species. There are also many unknowns when it comes to the reception of such a project. Building is one thing, but having the capacity to attract 9 million people over time is quite another. What can be done if the enthusiasm for living in the new premises is not there when the first deliveries are made? Will the costly construction work continue? These are questions that remain unanswered for the time being, until the first phase of construction is completed. In any case, I'm keeping a close eye on this project, so if you're interested by a new video, feel free to let me know in the comments. On that note, I'll see you very soon on Looking For. Goodbye.